Well, today it's rainy, it's cold, it's windy. I just want to play. I don't feel like working. I don't feel like doing anything. I ran all my errands already this morning in the rain, so I'm chilled to the bones. So I thought what I would do is work in my little journal that I started. I don't even remember when I did this. A week ago? 2 weeks ago? Time goes by. I'm not sure. Hi, Melody. Anyway, I had put this together with some pages, and I sewed them together, and I put gesso and bound them here in this cardboard. And so I thought I would just play and visit with you guys for a while and see what all of you guys are up to. See if I can read. Hi, Laura. Laura, guess what? My my what do you call it? I'll think of the word. My swap to you came back today to me. I don't know if what I did, but it they crossed out your address and it was sent back to me. I double checked the address and the address is correct. So this morning I sent it back out, with new in a new packaging so that, I don't know what. I asked the lady, she goes, I don't know. I said, okay, thank you very much for nothing. So it's out, it's gone again. So hopefully there won't be a problem with the package. Anyway, because the things that from my store, none of those things got sent back. So I haven't figured that one out. Anyway, what I'm going to use is I've got these different little books that I got at the at the library sale. This was back in September, I guess. And I thought this one was so cute. It's all about cacti. And my mother, let me see if I can find the type of cactus that she grows. They're called I think they're called epiphyllums, something like that. And they are just gorgeous. Let me see if they even have them in here. They're more on the tropical. These, grow more where it's arid. The ones that she grows, they grow basically in the cavities in the trees. And they're just gorgeous. And the blossoms, I don't know if they're going to have this in here. This might be all the other kind. I mean, it has stickers like a cactus, and it's considered in the cactus family. But I don't know if it'll be in here. Let's see. Oh, here they are. Epiphyllum. Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Epiphyllum. These are the blossoms. Let me open that up. These are the blossoms to the epiphyllums. And they are just gorgeous. It says there's about 20 species. Well, there's so many now they've crossed them so much. There's hundreds of different ones that you can acquire. And they're just gorgeous. Look how they grow. And what's really cool about these is right there in these little sections where you can clip these off and you can dip them in a little gardener's note, I forget what it's called, a little solution to encourage the root growth. And yes, where you can start new plants in each one of those little joints. And some of these plants, they're so pretty, and they're so like right here, you could clip it there, and that'd be a new start. Anyway, they are so, in certain parts of the country, they are so, what's the word I'm trying to say? Desirable because of the type of climate, you know, like either coast, basically, the southern part. Um, they call those little parts that start, they're called slips. And some slips, only maybe 4 or 5 inches, can go for 20, 30, $40. Now, the common colors, you know, you can get them for maybe, well, the last time I looked, it used to be years ago, they were like for $5. They're probably $10 now. But they're just gorgeous. And in Southern California, once a year in San Diego, they have a convention, and there's these giant, giant rooms just filled with these flowers and the slips. And people go in there, and don't let my mother loose in there because, you know, there goes our inheritance. She just loves them. They're gorgeous. And something about my mom, she can get them and they bloom all the time. They're kind of hard for some people to get them to bloom. When you get the slips, sometimes it can take like up to 3 years before they'll bloom. Hers bloom the next year. I don't know, but she does. Okay, enough of the cactus. Yes, root. That's exactly right. It's a hormone for the roots. And they're just beautiful. Have any of you grown any of these or know about them? They're just so beautiful. Anyway, so I think I might have to save some of these to put in my little book. I'm just going to glue. I'm just gluing today. And if I put some color later, so be it. But I'm just in the gluing mood. I don't feel like painting. I don't feel like thinking too hard. I'm trying to chill out because I got too cold running around in the rain. Oh, look at these pretty birds. Very cool. And those of you, some of you know, I love bugs. So I got to put some bugs in there. Aww. I'm not crazy about snakes. I mean, they don't freak me out, but it isn't like, you know, I want to have a pet snake or anything. I have a healthy respect for snakes. All right, so where should I start? Let's just start gluing and worry about the rest later. How I'm going to fill it in. All right, so here's a cute little one to start off with, I think. Ouch. Yeah, those Christmas cactus, those you can start them the same way. You know, you can clip those off and you can put them in that growth hormone and they will take off. And I don't know why I'm using scissors. I usually like to tear my stuff, but oh well. I tell you, the cold got to me. I'm not thinking straight. I'm not thinking straight. All right. So let me find my book to put my glue and stuff. I might just have to tear something on here. I don't like all the edges to be straight. Okay, see, it looks cute already. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to glue. And a lot of people want to know, you know, what kind of glue, what kind of glue. The truth is, I buy whatever's on sale. I'm not one of those, for lack of a better word, I'm not a glue snob. I know some of my friends swear by certain kinds of glues, and that's okay. You can do that. Now see, this is supposed to be a good glue, and it's kind of not sticking. Hold on. Oh, I just didn't get it to the edges. That's my fault. Never mind. Don't blame the glue when you're not a good glue applier. There you go. See how rumors can start? People start saying, this is not good glue. No, Rosemary doesn't know how to put glue on. That's her problem. Okay, good. Okay, something's on the page. I feel better already. What else are we going to put on here? Patty. We're just gluing, Patty. I just felt like gluing. Just because, I don't know about you guys, but I've been telling boo-hooing down here about how rainy and yucky everything is. Oh, you're cutting. See, I have to be in the mood to cut. So these are all going to be pretty much big, big pieces on my page. Only because I'm lazy right now. But I wanted to do something kind of brain dead. And when I think of brain dead, for me anyway, not for everybody, but for me, it's just gluing. Glue, glue, and glue. All right. So let's tear. You got to get a bird in the action, but see, that's too big. So let's cut. Let's put the little bird over here somewhere. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. I'm putting together, the other day I put my papers together. I'm going to do some more of my glue books that I did by color. I did those about a year ago, I guess. And they were so much fun. They were very relaxing too. I'm all for relaxing while you're working. And I think that I'm going to make some more. I looked around at, because I hardly use scrapbook paper at all, but somehow through the years, you know, either through people giving me some or it coming with a batch of something else that I got. But anyway, I have enough, you know, accumulated. How come this is all turning into orange? Oh dear. Okay, I don't care. I'm just going to go with it. Don't stress out, Rosemary. And I guess these are going to be, okay, I just started a plan here. We're going to go by color on each page. I tend to do that anyway, so I don't know why I even try and fight it. It just happens. Anyway, the last glue books that I put together that I did by color, they were just scrapbook pieces of paper that I didn't like or I thought were ugly or went with the color theme. And I made the books up with those and then did the gluing on top of all that. And so I think that's what I'm going to do again. It worked out pretty cool. So I started collecting some of the pages that I'm going to use, scrapbook pages. So I've got a little collection started. I might do that tonight if I'm still in a no-brainer kind of mood. Okay, orange. All right, I think, okay, so now probably what I'll do is just put a few pieces on the pages, and then I'm going to come back at another time and maybe fill in with some kind of watercolor or something, because all I did is I put a light coat of gesso. So I'll be able to, you know, do whatever I want to do as far as, you know, painting or adding some kind of color there. I think it'll work out okay. Okay, so it's already starting to look a little, outdoorsy garden fun stuff. All right, let me see if I have anything else that remotely will go with this orange I started without even knowing. Let's see. What do I have here? No, that's not orange. That's yellow. But hey, he's yellow too, right? Let's see. These are my scraps of my napkins. What do you guys think? Oh, let's put the birdie on the bottom. He's hiding underneath, waiting for the bugs to come out. That's what I think. Okay. Alrighty, let's see if there's anything else I want to put on this page. Remember, the pages are done. It's just getting the backdrop for maybe something else or some color or something. I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't thought this through at all. And that's usually how I do all my stuff. Because if I thought through things, I'd probably almost always talk myself out of it. And I usually end up liking what I do. So see, I wouldn't have probably done it if I had thought through it. We're our own worst enemy when it comes to stuff like that. Okay, see, he's right there too. He's looking for bugs. Remember, I have to have a story with my stuff or I don't feel comfortable. You don't just pluck a bird down somewhere on a page for no reason. There's a reason, even if you have to make it up. It makes me feel better. Because then someone say, why'd you put that there? Well, because he's looking for a bug. What do you think? Make them feel stupid. It's obvious. He's looking for a bug. Okay. I don't know about you. Okay. I already said it twice that I was done and I put some more stuff. So just shut up and move on. All right. So now I got to think of a different color palette, obviously. We don't want to be doing the same thing. So now that I started that whole thing, so that's orange. Okay, here's some nice little pink something. So let's start with him. Whoops. Don't forget to look in the back. Sometimes I've torn pages up and the best part was in the back and I ruined it. So, okay, so here's that. Ooh, these are all pretty cool right here. So what are all you ladies up to? I know Patty is cutting. Patty is cutting. Ooh, here's some pretty pink. Marcy, you're doing a glue book. Very good. I love my glue books. That's pretty much what this is. Everybody, I think, I've listened to a lot of explanations lately on YouTube with different ladies explaining what the difference between a glue book. Now, what was it now? No, I forget. Now I even forget what they were explaining. But My answer is it's whatever you want it to be. Some people say it's not a glue book if you paint in it. If you paint in it, then, excuse me, it's not a glue book anymore. And I'm thinking, but I glued in it. So to me, it's still a glue book. But I get what they're saying. I guess they're speaking about, you know, a book with exclusively certain things. I get that. I guess I can't be too exclusive. I always start adding other things to it. So I guess none of my books are never real whatever. They're a conglomeration of different styles. Look at that pretty. I know you ladies out there probably know what that flower is. I have no idea. I just know what I like. I don't know the name of hardly anything. It was funny until I started doing my my eco dyeing. I didn't know one tree from another. I mean, they're all green in the summer, the leaves, they all look the same. And I never gave it a second thought until I started doing the eco dyeing. And so then I would, you know, get some leaves and bring them home and try them out and realize how different everything was. And so I had to start identifying them so that, you know, if I see them along the road or something, I'll go and go back up and pick up the leaves off the ground. So I'm getting pretty good now at identifying some local trees. And it was funny because we went to the library the other day, and there was a book that had different leaves in it. Forget for what reason, but anyway. And I started looking at them, and I told my husband, I think I know what that is. And then we would look, sure enough, it was the right leaf. And I'm going, I'm getting really proud of myself. I can identify leaves now. So now I got to work on flowers. Oh, here's a good cactus. It's pink. I wish I had this type of cactus, you know, the one that are called nopales. I wish I had some around where I live because the fruit that they give is supposed to be a beautiful dye. And I would really like to try that. So any of you guys that like to dye your lace or whatever it is you like to dye, fabrics or ribbons or whatever, and you have that around you, and you like to do like the avocado dyeing, try it with those, I guess they're called the prickly pear fruit. They're supposed to give this beautiful dye. So I forget the color. I think it's almost like in a purple or something. But anyway, if it's around you, go check it out. All right, so I think I need to put let me read here. Melody, what were you sewing? Are you making a journal, that kind of a sewing, or? And I love this. Look at this napkin. I love this napkin. This one prints really good too, this flower. Somebody brought me a bouquet. I had a year before last year. Oh, time goes by too fast. Anyway, I had a workshop here in my house doing eco dyeing, and one of the students that came in, she brought me a bouquet of flowers, and it just happened that this particular flower was in there. So after it was starting to dry out, you know, in around a week or so, I decided, well, I'm going to try and see how this dyes. Oh, it was gorgeous on my papers. So my new favorite My new favorite flower. Little those. Oh, okay. Then your hands must be feeling better if you're doing that. Or were you using your machine? It's mostly handwork. Yeah, we were doing those Tisha Mortal pillows that she makes. I got too many projects, but I think that's kind of good because I get kind of bored with stuff. So if I only had like one project going, I'd be really, really bored. This way I can hop around back and forth. Okay. I think this is going to look pretty cool. Yes, 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 yes. Okey-dokey. Here we go. They said that we might have an icy mix of something tomorrow. So we might have to cancel. See, I have a open house here in the studio almost every Saturday. And the crafty ladies that live close to me, they come over and we have fun. We try to have fun. And we munch. We munch and we drink and have a good fun day. But some of the ladies that come, you know, they're over an hour away and they're so sweet. They come all the way down here. But it's not like a straight shot, you know, there's mountains involved. So if we're going to be having, you know, icy roads, I don't want them to, you know, be put in that position. So I'm not sure. Oh, you'll be here. Well, you don't have to go through that. You don't have to go through that. Or what do you call it? That mountain pass that the rest of them do. Okay. Miss Melody Jones, your packages went out today. I braved it through the rain and through the wind and the cold just to go to the post office for you. I had to get my crazy dogs some dog food before they turn on me. I was a good girl. I ran errands this morning. Okay, what other kind of kinky stuff? Well, that's kind of cool. Maybe too pinky. Oh, this is a pretty one. Ooh, how pretty. That is a pretty napkin. I need to save that for somewhere else. In here, in the book, but somewhere else. Okay. Which one did you get, Melody? The novelty one or which one? I forget. The one that you already received. Oops. Hi, CJ. Is it cold and yucky over there, CJ? I know all this weather was coming from your direction, so it doesn't usually bypass you. You're welcome, Melody. My dogs thanked me too. Yeah, the novelty one. I thought that one was kind of cool. Had a little bit of everything. Okay. I'm not going to put any more on that one in case I find something else I want. Remember now, I'll be coming back. We're not done. Those of you just got here go, whoa, that thing looks empty. How come she's going on? These are just my first layer. Yellow. Let's go for yellow. Why not? It's there. Oops. Yellow. Ooh, I'll figure out what to do with those. Those are pretty. Here's some yellow. These might be a little too orangey, huh? We'll just use some of those. Oh, it's snowing. Now see, call me crazy, but I'd rather have snow than rain when it's, like 38 degrees outside. I mean, that is like, ugh. I mean, because you get all wet. If you get fluffy snow, not so bad. What am I doing? I am right now putting the bottom layer to my glue book. And somehow it started off with colors. So this is my orange page. This is going to be my pink page. This is going to be some yellows. And we'll just go from there. And how the whole thing's going to end up, I have no idea. No idea at all. That's the way I like it. Here's some more yellow. Oops. I'm in the process right now of filming class. Online class. I mean, I'm saying this after it's all done and edited. If I don't like it, well, you won't ever see it or know of it again. But it's how to make one of those journals. I don't know what to call my journals. I don't give my journals names necessarily, but it's more like the nature one with the encaustic in the cover and, you know, leaves and all that kind of stuff. Let's call it a nature art journal. Because to me, those journals aren't like junk journals, whatever junk journals mean anymore, but they're more what I would call an art journal. And so I'm going to put together, several people have said, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Yada, 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 yada. So I thought that might be the thing to do. But let me tell you, it's not easy. There is a lot involved, a lot of hours, a lot of editing. And then not knowing how many people are even going to, you know, respond to it. So, you know, if you don't get X amount of people purchasing it, you've kind of wasted a lot of time. But, oh well. What am I going to say? I'm taking a chance. I'm taking a chance on you guys having interest. Okay. Well, I've got lots of yellows here. Pretty good. All right, let's see if I have any more yellow napkin stuff. I got this. Where is it? Here, I'm going to show you something that, is she still here? No. Oh no, Erin's in the room. Now the stress is on. Mitzi too, the whole game. Okay. I'm reading here because I can't read and do this at the same time. It's horrible. I don't know how you guys do it. Okay, I don't know if Laura is still, hold on one second. I don't know if Laura is still here, but I have to show you the fabric that she sent me. I just about almost had to like pick myself up off the floor. Hold on, ladies. So from the packs that you've seen, you obviously know I like my fabric and I like making my journals with fabrics and all that kind of good stuff. And oh, Laura just got back. And here, hold on a second. Bear with me for a second. Let me move this over there. And look what Erin, I'm not Erin, I'm already giving Erin the credit. Oh my gosh, Erin, get out of here. Laura, you won't be able to really fully appreciate it because it's, whoa, what happened to my, can you see all that, or is that just here on my side? Oh my goodness, hold on. Oh dear. Why is it doing that? Ooh, hold on. It stopped, right? Maybe it doesn't like Laura's fabric. It's going crazy. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't like it. Oh my god. Okay, let's peek real quick. Okay, see that part right there? Ooh. Look, it's just I'm just gonna have to tease you guys. This is a beautiful tapestry. I'll show you little pieces, parts. You can see that part. Okay, that's all you can see about there. And then let me sneak in some of the bottom. Look at that. Oh, okay. And then look at the trim. This is around all the edge, all the way around. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Hold on. Let me find some other colors. Okay. Don't forget the elephant. Oops, there's an elephant in the room too. Look at that. This is still all part of it. And there's Mr. Camel. We won't look at the guy trying to kill animals. Okay. It's before he knew better. Let me see what else is on the other side that I can sneak in. My camera will let me show. Oh, dear. Oh, funny. Oh, there's another guy. There's another killer. Oh, wow. That's okay, though, because, see, he's trying to attack the lion who's attacking the elephant. So, it's just, it's just the way life is. Sometimes you have to protect other things. Anyway, needless to say, this fabric is just like gorgeous. And Melody, you were here, right, when I got it? I think. How long have I been on? I don't know. Half hour, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway. Yeah, I kind of like it just a little bit, Laura. Yeah, Melody. Okay, see, Melody was here because this got here last Saturday. And my husband comes over, he got the mail, and he comes over to the studio. His real excuse, he just wants to see what kind of food we have over here, and he wants to chit-chat with the girls. So he brought me my mail, and it was this giant big old box, right? And I go, what the heck is this? And then I saw this fabric. It's like, oh my goodness. And I'm showing Melody, and oh, it was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy beautiful. And then, well, let's just embarrass Laura all the way. Look at this. Okay, let's see what the camera does with this. Okay. Oh, see, it's okay with this one. It didn't go crazy. But anyway, it's kind of got a few things in it. You see what I'm saying? Just a little. I don't want to do too fast because my camera might go crazy. There's just a little bit of stuff in there. She was real chintzy. See what I'm saying? So well, no wonder it's only a second one. You don't have any supplies left to make more than 2. Yeah, just a few. Let's see what we can put in the glue book from here. Ooh, let's see. Okay, what color am I working on? I'm working on yellow. Out of all here, there must be something in yellow. Okay, ooh, that's not yellow, but it might go because it's kind of gold. I'm not a purist. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's orange. But let's take it out anyway, because I might have to do orange soon. So let's put that over here. Okay. I already did, yeah, I already did my pink one. That's too cute. Oh, dear. I used to have a macaw. I didn't have the red one. I had the blue and gold, and I had a military macaw, which is the large green ones. See? Oh no, I'm going to have to probably do another pink page. Oh no, I can't use these. I'm going with the flowers and the reptiles. What am I doing? See how distracted I got already? Okay, so this is going to have to hold on. Oh. Wait a minute. Okay. Yellow bugs. Oh, here's flowers. Okay, let me just take a few of them out that have flower stuff. Because we could be here all day. It took me all day. And I was going, ooh, ah, each time. It was fun. I don't hardly ever join, any kind of swaps or anything. Because, frankly, I don't have the time. I like making them, and I like facilitating other people to have fun with the swaps. But, it's just, I just don't do it. So when you get stuff, it's so fun. Now I know why people join all these swaps to get things. Okay, well, I don't see too many more flowers. Oh, am I going to do green? I don't know if I'm going to do green. Well, there's some more bugs, but they're not yellow. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, lordy lord. Okay. I got to take this out too. I'll use that another page. Oh, pretty. Pretty. Okay, so I think that's enough for right now to work with. Oh, Lord, look at the bugs. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty too. I like that. That might go. However, too much green, I'm not sure, but I don't have to use the whole thing. And if we do a green page, there we go. People go, well, how do you use those journals, those flowish journals? This is what I do. I just go through them when I'm doing a project, and I go, oh, that'll go, oh, that'll work. And then the next time I do another project, then I just go through my pages and see what's going to work with that particular project. There's a bird there, so that's going to work somewhere. And I like that little piece of fabric. That's going to work somewhere with the green page. Ooh, and this is going to work somewhere. If I do a teal page, I like to bring out that color. And that's how you use these journals. They are, ooh, cool. They are supply. They're just like supply packs. Oh, that'll look pretty if I do that color. Okay. Ooh. As much as I love red, I don't have that many red things. I was just talking to Melody about that because she was saying, do you have a red pack of fabric? And I thought, I don't even have enough red fabric. Not real red. I have like deep burgundies and stuff. But I didn't even have enough red to put together a bundle, a pack. And I thought, well, that's weird. And I like red. It's funny. Oh, I didn't notice. I had noticed the butterflies. I didn't notice the frogs. Is that cute or what? See, you don't see everything the first time or the second time or the third time. I think this is the fourth time, and that's the first time I saw the frogs. Unless they were pollywogs and they gave, they transformed since the last time I looked. Isn't that pretty? That could have been it. Maybe they, ooh, see that red. And see, I saw this, but I didn't see the little one. I think it's reproducing overnight. Oh, pretty. Yeah, I think it's reproducing. Fishy. Oh, and that's so pretty. I love that. Anyway, red is, yeah, exactly. Thank you. Red is hard to find. Okay, so like I put a dent in this, right? Oh gosh, these are so fun. I started doing the flourish swaps. It's over a year and a half, or is it over 2.5? I can't remember, but it's going on 2 years. And I was only going to do it that one time. It was just one like those one-timer things. And hold on a second. And then the next month they go, okay, we do it again and again, and we're still doing them. And I just closed one in the group yesterday, and there was like 66 participants. That's a lot of participants in a swap, at least for me, because I have to put all the put all the names together and try not to give the same people to the same people, which I've done that on occasion. I think I did that yesterday actually, but it's hard to remember, and I'm doing it all manually. It isn't like a program where I can stick everybody's name in. It takes time, and if I looked up every single person and saw who did they swap with last time, I would be there for hours. So too bad. You get who you get. Have fun. All right, so we're on yellow. Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss while I was looking through all this? Yeah, one of those one-time deal things. That's it. It wasn't one time. Yes, I am a good facilitator. Just don't get on my wrong side. No. Oh, God. Okay, so now let's get this yellow page down. We got so many goodies to play with now. Okay, and I need to, where's my, oh, I was going to say, where did my bugs go? Okay. These are kind of thicker. I might have to put this down with some tape. I don't know what it is with me and bugs. I mean, it isn't like I go and pick them up and let them crawl on me. I don't do that. I don't like to really even touch them that much, but I won't kill them. I'll scoop them up and throw them outside. Even the spiders. I know the bad ones. We've got some bad ones around here, but I haven't come across the bad one. So if I do, I will give him a nice little whack. But so far it's just the ones eat the little bugs and stuff like that. So I have to sacrifice a few bugs for the spiders. We used to have this big plate glass window when we lived in Hawaii. And this window had to have been, let me think now, it was like a foot from the ground up. And then it was a cathedral ceiling. So it had to have been, 12 feet, something like that at one point, from 8 feet to about 12 feet in a diagonal like. And and it went about, I would say about 8 feet across. So it's gigantic, all right, this window. And in Hawaii, you have, we lived where there was a lot of vegetation. So there are lots of mosquitoes. And along with the mosquitoes come geckos, because the geckos eat the larva and the mosquito itself. So they're like your pest controller. And then because there's so much moisture, they have those big, different parts of the country, they call them water bugs or whatever. That, to me, they look like cockroaches. But anyway, wherever there was water, that's where those were. And they also lay eggs, and the geckos eat the eggs of those. I call them cockroaches. Anyway, so at night, we would put the light on the outside of the house, there by the window, by the door, turn the lights off in the house, and we would watch Gecko Vision. And it was a whole world of the mosquito, the gecko, all bugs, all night bugs. They were out there. And, you'd watch that gecko, and he'd go like 1 foot, another foot. And if you got up close, you could see all the little cushiony things on his feet. And oh, it was crazy. And they're vicious to each other. Geckos they're not friendly with each other at all. And so then you'd see the gecko fighting. And and it was just crazy. It was crazy time. So my friends would call me, "What are you doing?" "Oh, watching Gecko Vision." Just the normal stuff. And some of those geckos they would fight over getting the bug with another gecko. And they would fight. I mean, it looked like, some kind of a prehistoric movie, and their little fangs would come out, and they'd get back on their hind legs, and they'd whip their tail. And sometimes they'd bite the tail off the other guy, and then he'd have to go running. It was crazy. Totally insane. That was the first time I got bit by a poisonous centipede. Let me tell you, I've been in a car accident where I rolled down a ravine and was stopped by a big tree. That's how my car stopped, was slamming into that big tree after rolling down a ravine. And the bite to me was more painful than that whole accident. That thing hurt. It hurt. Oh my goodness. Thought I was going to die. It bit my toe, on my right foot. And to this day, I asked the doctor, why do I still get this shooting pain up my toe where that guy bit me? And he says it's called a phantom pain. The nerve ending, something was done to the nerve ending, and you get this phantom pain. And I'm going, oh, great. Not only was the most painful thing I ever felt, it's going to stay with me. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I kind of like how that looks. I don't know how it looks there. Yeah, Jessica, there's different kinds, all different types all over the country. But those boogers that are over there, oh my goodness. And then all they can do for you, I had to go to the hospital. It hurts so much. I mean, other things that have happened to me, my doctors have told me that I have a very high tolerance for pain. I've hardly ever had to take, painkillers like from an operation or my car accident and stuff like that. I've been fortunate enough not to have to take them. And and, and when I went into the hospital, I go, I need something for this pain. And they go, well, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. It's not going to help you. I go, what? And all they could do is they just gave me a shot of, heavy duty Benadryl, whatever prescription it is that they shoot in you. And it was to bring down the inflammation because that's what was, I guess, hurting. I don't know. All I know is the pain was going, like I said, it bit me on my toe, and the pain was going all the way up my leg, up into my hip, and everything. It was a sharp pain. It was a burning pain. It was every kind of pain you could think of. It was happening. And I'm thinking, Benadryl, really? What happened to those drugs when you pulled my wisdom tooth out that I never took? I need that kind of drug. It was a scorpion, CJ. And what was scary there is that, they were always looking for the water. And they've been known. I don't know how, I've seen it. So I know it's not just a story. They would be in your drain, like in the shower. One time I was in the shower, and when I turned the water on and, got in, there was nothing there in the ground, and walked, got into the shower. And then a few minutes into my shower, I felt like a tickling sensation on my leg. I didn't really pay attention because, water's falling down you, and it gives you the kind of the same sensation. And so just, for no reason, I looked down, and it was one of them. He was crawling up my leg. Fortunately, he didn't bite me. But, boy, you want to talk about getting out of the shower fast. And this was before I had been bitten. If I had been bitten before, I'd have probably passed out from the thought of him maybe biting me. But up until then, I had no idea how much they hurt when they bit you. So, even though I did kind of, I knew they bit you, and I knew it was painful, but I didn't know to what extent. So, yeah, I was probably a lot calmer than I should have been. Look at this owl, how cute. I want to put him there because he's got some yellow. They are so cute. Oh, centipede, scorpion. Wait. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Centipede. Oh, dear. Now I'm getting crazy. Now I'm doubting myself what they are there. Centipede. No, it can't be a centipede. No, it wasn't a centipede. It was, has those big wonk and the tail. No, that's not a centipede. If I said a centipede, I'm sorry. It's not what that was. That was a scorpion, I think. All I know is he had big old chompers in the front and a tail that went up. That's all I know for sure. And like I say, I have a high tolerance, and I'm not like a crier when it comes to pain. That thing had me in tears. I was like, oh, Mama, help me. Oh, gosh. My dog even got worried. He came over and sat next to me. He was like, oh, can I make it better? Oh, dear. Okay. I think these little owlers are so cute. Look how cute those guys are. They go with my yellow page, right? Yeah. Yes, because I said so. I have a cute nature story for you guys that like animals and birds. Again, when we were living in Hawaii, there was this hawk. Well, first of all, where we lived, our house was a little up from the road, so you would have to, go down kind of a little steep driveway to get out of our house. All right. Okay. So at the base of the driveway, just the way that it had been configured, there was like a small, not deep, just a small little ditch. Maybe it went in maybe 2-3 inches. And so water, because it rained a lot almost every day, water would accumulate down there in that small little ditch at the end of our driveway. All right, so we started noticing one day the dog was barking, so my husband was checking out to see what was going on down there. And it just happened that in the water, there was a hawk. There was the hawks that were indigenous to that island, and well, not indigenous, but they had become. Anyway, you know what I mean. They had found a home there, and now there was lots of them there. But anyway, so he would go down there and he would, drink. And when he was in the mood, he'd take a bath. And like I mentioned, we had parrots before, and those parrots were in a breezeway there between the house and the garage. And we had them, it was real big cages we had in there, and they would run around and fly in there and have a great time. And a few of them, they would be loose outside of the cage, just on some bird stands outside. So anyway, so when he was down there, when that hawk was down there, he made a sound and everything, and our birds would go a little crazy, the ones that were, hyper vigilant, and they'd start making noises, and we'd go outside, and that's how we knew he was there. Okay, so there was like about a week or so where we didn't have any rain, which was very, very unusual. And he went down there looking for his normal water, and of course there wasn't any down there in that one little spot. Plenty other places he could have gone and found water, but he was used to going there. So anyway, so my husband, the animal lover that he is, he goes and gets the water hose, and he goes and he takes it down to the bottom of the driveway and runs the water so that little area there where he likes to drink and bathe, would have enough water for him. So my husband did that, and we saw him fly into a tree across the street. So I told my husband, okay, you can leave it, leave now. He knows it's there. He saw you do it. And that was that. So we go back up toward the house, and there he comes down. He takes his little bath and everything. So he, several days went by. So now he's kind of used to, my husband catering to him. And So my husband, when he came to take his bath and drink his water, my husband would go down halfway down the driveway and just stand there and bird talk to him. Who knows what he was doing, but he was talking to the bird. And the bird would look at him and take it, and he wouldn't leave. And so each day my husband would try to get closer and closer and closer to him. Until my husband was kneeling. My husband didn't try to touch him, but he was kneeling down, I mean, inches from this bird, just talking to him. And they were having a great old time. And so then one day, the bird was down at the bottom of the driveway, screeching, I mean, bloody murder. You know, like he was being attacked. And we all run down there and go check it out. The birds are upset. The dogs are upset. Everybody was upset. And we go down there, and he had, it was dead, a giant rat. So my husband goes down there and notices, oh, he's got this big giant rat. You know, what's his problem? And he brought the rat to my husband and put it down at his feet and then flew away. I told my husband, okay, you guys must be going steady now. He's bringing you, he or she, whatever, is bringing you dead rats. Okay, this is crazy. And so meanwhile, my husband, because when he got close to him that one day, he noticed that he had a band around his ankle. So my husband called up the local whatever department. I forget which department, but he called them up, forestry or animal or something. And they said that they were doing a study on some of those birds, some of those hawks, and that must have been, you know, one of the ones that they had tagged. And so they were happy that he told them where they were, because there were a few that they weren't where their original nest had been. They weren't there anymore, and they weren't sure if they were still alive. And so anyway, so they came down and they took pictures of him when he came and all this stuff, just for their records. Okay, so after that, he came a couple of times after that, and he was drinking his water and, you know, just the normal stuff. He wasn't bringing any dead anything after that. So then there was about a 2-month period where we didn't see him anymore. And we thought, oh no, something got him, you know, something happened to him. So we were kind of sad. All right, so then one day we hear the sounds again. And I told my husband, he's back, he's back. And so my husband goes down there, and he swoops down, and my husband was already ready with the water hose. He's down there. He was going to give it, because he started to let my husband give him a bath, you know, just spray him. So my husband goes down there with the hose to give him his little welcome back bath. And he flies down, and, you know, Richard's spraying him and everything. And then right away, he flies away, and then he comes back down. And when he came back down with another bird. And all we could figure, my husband called up again. He calls up the bird people and told them what had happened. And all they could figure was that when he was gone, he had gone and found a mate, found a girlfriend, and he had brought his girlfriend home to Dad to meet. That's all they could come up with. And I don't care if that's not the real story of why he did what he did, but I'm sticking to that version because it was so cute. And we had never seen anything like that before, except for, you know, on Walt Disney, of course. But but it was just so cute. And we still remember that, you know, how that bird first brought my husband, you know, his kill, and then he brought him his girlfriend. I thought it was so cute. But that's my bird story. Okay, so while I did that, that all started because I saw my owl. See how my mind goes? What a stinking long story because I decided to put my little owls on that page. Okay, so now, okay, so I have my yellow, I have my pink, I have my orange. Okay, what are we doing now? Maybe if I have enough to bring in some of these pretty reds. I'm not sure if I have enough of anything. So yeah, so between Gecko Vision and Love Stories, you know, with the hawks, we had a lot of stuff going on. That's pretty. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Good. Okay. Red. Let's see. Get some of the yellow. I don't know about you, but when I do projects like this, I make such a mess because I'm using so many different things. And I've got a bad habit when I'm doing stuff like this. If it's supposed to go in the trash, I just throw it on the floor. And then when I'm all done, I just sweep everything up. It's just easier. Throw it on the floor. And that's some red. Let's see if I can find some more. Okay, we use some of this. Now, hummingbirds, that's a whole other story. They're vicious too. They look so cute and innocent, but boy, they're vicious with each other. Very territorial. I had to take down my feeder one summer because they, you know, it wasn't fun to watch them because they were just beating up on each other. I said, no. This is not why I put the feeder up, to watch you guys kill each other. Yes, Melody, they do. They do dive bomb each other. And if they think that feeder is theirs, they don't want anyone else. It doesn't matter. There's like 4 or 5 different places to eat out of. If, you know, if he thinks it's his, he'll go chase them away and not let them eat. And I can hear them, you know, they make sounds when they hurt each other too. It's a squeak. Not very fun. So I said, forget you guys. You go fight over a flower. Because I even planted certain flowers for them, you know, that have a lot of that are hummingbird friendly, that have a lot of nectar in them. So I didn't feel too bad taking down their feeder. Okay, let's see if I have any more red. Ooh, there's some right there. Ooh, there's some more red. See, you can't find red. Anyway, Jessica had graciously invited me to think about maybe selling a few things on her sale. Not this weekend that she's having. She's having one, oh dear, I forget if she's having one Saturday. Yeah, she's having one Saturday, but maybe the following Wednesday. I think that's what she said. She'll correct me, I think, if she's still here. And so what I was wondering, you ladies, I have all kinds of stamps, not postage stamps, but stamps. And I was going through them the other day, and I'm thinking, you know what? I have some stamps that I haven't used, like some of them ever, because they came with a pack or something, and I used the one I liked, and the other ones are just sitting there. So I didn't know if there would be any ladies that were interested in the purchase of like bundles of stamps. If there is interest, I'll go through them and put some together. If there's no interest, well, hello, I don't want to waste my time. So those of you that buy things, let me know if that is something that is interesting to you or not. And I will figure it out. That's true. The Oriental florals do. I don't think I have any. Can you believe that? Well, with that resounding answer to that question, I think that answers my question. There is no interest in stamps. That's why they're still sitting there. Okay. I think I'll cut this one a little bit. Oh, I didn't know you had, Jessica. I missed that one somehow. Then I think we're going to have a swap in my group. Stamps. Yeah, but then I'll just get more stamps. I don't want more stamps. I know we need to have a swap where you don't swap like things for like things. You get something different. I got to figure that one out. See, I got to think too much for these swaps. Hi, Beth. Okay. I know Jessica likes to cut. I'm not a cutter. I'm a chairer. But sometimes you just have to cut. Sometimes. Yeah, that's a good idea, Beth. People like that. But I'm trying to get rid of my stamps. The whole real thing. See, I'm the type, I don't like to have stuff I don't use. I don't mind, having a bunch of stuff that I do use. Like all my fabrics, I end up using, some of them. That's why I'm making these glue books that I started the other day with all these scrapbook papers I have, because I really don't use my scrapbook papers. So I'm going to make these glue book journals out of them, so I don't feel like they're just sitting there. All right, red, red, red. Let's see what else we got. Might be enough for now. No more red. That's red, but too big. Too big for the spot. All right, let's just work with what we got for right now. Oops. Oh, I don't know why I'm starting to get cold. I have some kind of a cold issue. If I'm moving around, doing stuff where I'm literally walking around and physically active, I'm not cold at all. As soon as I sit down and do nothing, like, just move my arms and glue things, I get cold. Must be bad circulation or something. I don't know. Okay. I like that cactus. I know, it's so addictive once you start doing this. All different, no matter what kind of journals you enjoy. Once you find that one that really Helps you chill out. That's why I like doing these, because they're not stressful. They're not to sell. They're just for you. And you get to use up your special colors that you like. The only stress is when you're trying to separate napkins. And I have my glasses on and I can't see where that is. Unless that's it. No, I think there's one more there, isn't there? Maybe not. That's one thing I have never been able to do, is write in journals. I have plenty of thoughts. I can talk. I just can't put those thoughts down in writing. I get like, I don't know what words to put down. Somebody said I need to dictate into something. I can't separate this. Okay, how long have we been here trying to do this? Let me do a little bit of glue. Oh, maybe it's just thick. So it's not separating. I know. As soon as I glue it down, it'll separate. Okay, that must be it. Let's go for it. See what happens. Okay, so yesterday was trash pick up day. All right. Our trash usually picks up at around between 10:30 and 11. That's when our trash comes. Let's see, is this 2? No, I guess not. All right, so I came home yesterday and it was about 5. It was already starting to get kind of sort of maybe getting a little dark. So maybe about 5:30. So before I closed up the gates, because our place is all locked down like Fort Knox because of our dogs, I go to bring it in. So I bring it in and I'm thinking, well, those big giant bins, they are kind of heavy. But I thought, this is kind of extra heavy than normal. And so I get it all the way into the yard, because I have to come down the alley from the side street. And I look in there and the trash is still in there. And I'm thinking, well, they forgot us. Which, 1 or 2 times before, the past couple of years, they have forgotten us. So, because it's a side street, they have to come down. Anyway, so I go, oh, well, it was only half full, so I'm not going to worry about it. And so I come in the house. All of a sudden, I hear this big old noise, and the dog's out there barking. And I go look outside, and it's dark already. And there's the trash collectors picking up the trash at 6 o'clock. So my neighbors, their trash got picked up. But here I am, Miss Conscientious, bringing in my trash barrel before it gets dark. And I'm left with all my trash. What kind of deal is that? Oh, well. So I guess a truck broke down or something and they had double duty. I don't know, but it came really late. All right, so let me put this up on top. So here's a question to you guys, talking about your journals. How long have each of you, now there's 29 of you, so I expect to have at least, half that many answers, because I know some of you are shy for whatever reason. How long have you been doing art journaling? Or, if you the kind that write, whatever kind of journaling you do. How long have you been doing it? Are you new to it? Are you old to it? Let me see. Let me read. Four years, 2 years. Oh, Jessica. Aaron's 1 year. You make journals, Jessica. I said, no matter what you do to them, you make them. Oh, Laura's a baby. 14 years, Vicki. Wow. Yeah, same here, CJ. I don't write in my journals, but I do glue, and I occasionally draw mixed media. 3 years, Jessica. Okay. I just think it's very freeing because, when people get into it, they ask 101 questions just like I did. But the real answer is there's no rules. That's what's so, what's so cool about that form of art is you can do whatever you want. And the more kind of obscure things you do, the more people think it's cool. So if you say, well, I can't do this and I can't do that, well, that's fantastic because everybody else does that. Do what you can do, and it's going to make you unique, and everyone's going to want to do what you're doing. So you'll be the special one. Instead of the oddball, you'll be the special one. Like, wow, did you see what she did? Before I even knew about any kind of journaling, I used to just get magazines and get a file folder, and I would have my own little collection of things just that I thought were pretty. And then I was starting to collect too many of those, pretty things. So then I got other folders and started putting my pretty things in categories. So I had my little file folder with, for instance, like colors based on, like say for decorating. Because what I used to do before was we would buy houses and remodel them, and we would tear them apart and put them basically back together again. And And so I was always looking for color schemes that went well together to make, you know, the remodel look attractive, eye appealing. And so I would get these folders. Say, okay, well, I like this molding, and I have a bunch of folders with different types of moldings that I liked. And then I'd have another folder with different type of tiles that I liked. And so I think my first journals were loose bound journals. My first glue books were no glue, no book, just all the stuff that a normal person would stick in their glue book of their favorite stuff. So when I discovered this, it was just natural for me. Oh, I have all the stuff already. I just need to glue it down to something. I didn't know we were supposed to glue it. So, so I already was a collector of paper. Let's put it that way. That dry a little bit. It's kind of wet, sticky, I should say, not wet, but sticky. Okay, so I don't know what color I'm going to do next. Hi, Patricia. What napkin, Melody? It'd have to be this one to this one, right? All right, color. Maybe we need to do kind of like the blue greenish kind of something. I might have too much pink. We'll save that. It might work, maybe not. Okay, let's see. We've got these colors. I may or may not have enough for that. This has too much blue. These probably go better with this for something else. All right, let's look. Aaron is getting parcels together. That sounds ominous. I can't talk. I'm putting parcels together. Ooh, happy parcels. Okay, with all this green, how come I'm not finding green? That might work. Some of that bluish green bugs. Got a lot of brown. All right. So I like the color of the sky. Isn't that pretty? Kind of goes with that. Kind of, sort of, maybe not. I don't know. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty. But that's blue. Not enough green. That's okay. We'll have to work with this. I think I'm going to have to change the color palette because I'm not finding what I'm visualizing. So I'm going to use some of this. Okay. Somehow this color palette is not coming together. No, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Maybe because I'm seeing that pink. I don't know. This may just not go, period. That might be the problem. See, it looks better already. Why didn't you guys tell me? All right, that might be better. I don't know. I think as I'm trying to mix up the green with the blue, I think that's where my problem is. But, you know, the other choice is just to have trees there. I don't think I just want trees. Or I need to go find more supplies. Okay, what do I got here? Birds. I already got 2 birds, so. Nope, that's not doing anything for me. Not either. What does that mean? Do I have to change my colors? Ooh, blue. Okay, let's see. That's outdoors. I kind of like that. Okay, let's see. Blueberries look so yummy, and I don't like them. Ooh, for my black and white and touch of red journal, I get a spine journal. I need to cut that out for that. Get a spine, people. Okay, so if I'm going to go... Okay, I might have to change this whole thing. But I do want to use parts of this. Sure. Okay, for sure I want parts of that. So that probably means maybe yes, maybe no with that. This just does not go with that at all. That might go. Wrong kind of blue. Maybe. See, here we go again. I don't know. All right, so if I'm doing that, green. Oh, here's my yellows when I needed them. Why didn't I look in this book before? Oh, see, I like this. I like that green right there. And that looks pretty too. Doesn't mean I'm going to use them all, but they're just going to sit there for a little bit. Ruminating. You have to ruminate. Ooh, pretty. That's cool too. I have to do tomorrow or the next day. No, maybe Monday. It's supposed to be a little warmer. I have to do a bunch of eco dyeing. I'm running out of my supplies. Ooh, pink. I never used to like pink. It's grown on me. Okay, I think we have enough to play with. I think. Okay. All right, I do like this. Let's put that there. Don't want the blue. It'll mess me up. Put that there somewhere. Oh, Patricia, you found some. Fantastic. Yeah, that's what the cover is of this one. I made some extras. Where'd they go? They're somewhere. I wasn't sure if I was going to make more than one. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. Right where I put them. Here's the beginnings. Here's the pages before I sewed them together. I just put a little thin coat of gesso on those. And then here's some that are done already. These are done. I think these are some of the ones I was doing on that live stream. I finished them up. I think they came out cute. Yeah. And then these dividers were a little bit bigger. These. I have quite a few of these. But they're quite a bit larger. So this size, I think that was the last of them. I think. Well, they could be buried somewhere. I got stuff everywhere. But I like this size too. I thought this would even look pretty cool, the complete size of the journal, because it is wide enough to do something neat. It's 3.5 by 9. And that still makes a good size journal. Anyway, whatever sizes you find, it'll work. They look like dresses. This cover, hold on. That's the cover to this one. It's just these. And I literally just made holes in the papers because I sewed these pages together. I made sure I put the hole on the inside of the seam. That way, you know, it's like a protector. It won't, tear all the way through. with all the movement and everything, you've got that sewing that will, you know, make it secure. And that's all I did. And I just put some twine. That way, if it gets too full, you know, I can loosen it up and let it get a little thicker, because it's pretty thin right now. And this one I have some pockets in it, so I'll be making some inserts for these a little bit later. Maybe some little mini folders or something put in there. Not sure yet what, but there's the room for it. All right, so back to this craziness. Which way was that going to go? That way? Is that up or down? Which way is the sun going? Okay, let's just put it this way. I've already got my spring flower garden layout in my head, because now I know what prints good and what doesn't print good. So my garden is going to be based not so much on what the flowers look like, but what they print like. I'm having a whole new approach to my spring garden this year. Hey, I think that looks cute just like that. I don't care what anybody says. I might have room for one bug. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes you just need to fill up the whole page. Woo! I'm getting cold. And I have my heater on. That's pretty bad. Maybe if I stop looking outside the window at the rain falling. And it's supposed to be yuckier tomorrow. Oops. Now I got to figure out what my next color is. I'm going to probably have to get some other books. I don't have as many colors left in what I got here. Oh, well, yeah. Hmm. Okay, I'm going with this one down here. Or, yeah, yeah. Get that blue off of there. I love these little, what do you call those things? I know there's a name for them, Aaron. Yeah, there's a name for those. It escapes me right now. Trellis? Well, no. These are the ones that go on the ground and they're only about, 6 inches tall or so. Is that a trellis? No. I don't think so. Maybe you might be right. You know all the answers, Miss Jeopardy. I think they're a different name. Hmm. Okay, that is the basics for the green. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is put this in here because I'm going to use it maybe as the pull for whatever I put in here, like the tag or whatever. So I'll put that in there so I don't forget that's where I want to use it. Okay, so we have, I'm already forgetting what colors I have. Okay, pink, orange, yellow, red, and green. So what else? What are we doing now? What other color? Oh, these are all bugs. Okay. Okay, let's see what color pops out to me. No color. Everything's brown. Yeah, well, those from last night, Aaron, nobody could get. That is a tricky game. Just to get our heads spinning. Maybe I should do blue. We haven't done blue, right? No. No, we haven't done blue. So let's go for it. Just regular old like sky blue. Okay, there's one. There's one. And I like that fence. And we've got this blue that we can use. see what else is in here. I know we had a blue section, right? I think. Or did I already tear the page? Ah, yes. See, blue, that's pretty. Outdoors, that's outdoors. Okay, so how many pages did I glue together? Let me see here. I always forget. Okay, this particular one, 1, 2, there's 3 here. And then, of course, the ones that I did the ones like I did like a pocket or whatever, then this has 3 and this one has 3. And then I sewed them together. So those are 6 along with these 2. There's 3 on this side and 3 on that side. Okie dokie. Maybe that should go there. Oh, thank you, Laura. Which colors were those? I forget. Oh, the teal and the purple. Those teals, yeah, I love that. It seems like the latest ones I make end up being my favorite. Like right now, the one that I called the romantic. Oh, I just thought those were so beautiful. There's this place down where I got some of the fabric. I had most of it. There was like 2. I needed like 2 pieces. I wanted some more heavyweight, so I went down to this place where whoops. Basically, it's just a what do you call it? Not A consignment. There you go. Thank you. Hey, it's a consignment store, but they just have oodles and oodles of stuff. And it just happened that the owner had bought this big lot of fabric, and so she had some pieces there, and they're just exquisite. I might have to go back. She gave me a good deal because that fabric that I got there, if you were to get that same weight and width, like say at a fabric store, that would be like $25 a yard at least, because the quality of the fabric. And she was selling them for $10 a yard. And then I bought a couple of pieces that it was kind of the end of it and not quite a yard. So she gave it to me for $5. So I really said, okay, these are definitely going in my bundles because I can stretch them out. Okay, I'm happy with that page, I think. Before I start gluing down, I think I need a drink of my tea. That was getting dry. Okay, so now it is glue time. I think I'm going to break this up. I'm going to break it up, and maybe it'll give the illusion of water. What do you say? Maybe? Maybe yes, maybe no? Just the illusion. Just work with me now, people. I think I need to go ring my chimes to make me feel like it's spring or summer. Maybe that's the problem. You know, I probably should get a string and connect it to my chimes so I can ring them while I'm sitting here. But until then, ouch, I'm going to have to go do it now. I have to do it manually. Okay, hold on to your ears. Oh, I can feel the cool summer breeze. Oh, I'm feeling better already. Okay. It's snowy. Oh, dear. Well, you know, if I had to choose between cold rain and snow, I'd go for the snow. I actually miss the snow. I used to live up in the mountains in California, and it was beautiful. And when I say mountains, I mean mountains. Uh, where my house was, you couldn't see another house. That's what I mean, mountains. And I remember the first winter we were there, And you know the saying, the sound of silence? I never knew what that meant until that night when I was up there in that mountain and the snow fell. And there is a sound to silence. And if you've never heard it, it's beautiful. It's so, it's just, it's hard to explain. But you people out, out. And where the snow is, you know what I'm talking about. It's beautiful. Anyway, I do miss that. I mean, if I had to go out every day to go to work, of course, no. But just for the beauty of it, I do miss it. Mm-hmm. I'm running out of colors, ladies. What am I going to do after blue? Maybe I should do a white one, huh? You know, off-white. I might find enough stuff to do that. I kind of like this one too. Well, you really shouldn't do a page unless you like it. Okay. All right. Let me see if I have enough of, like, here's, you know, more white. It has too much yellow, but we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Let's see what we find. Because, like, I've got these whites, but those are kind of stark white. But let's just see what we come up with. It may or may not work. Ooh, 5 inches. Oh. When we lived up in the mountains, we had, I mean, all kinds, of course, you know, animals up there. But it was so cool to see the deer, you know, they would come out and you'd see all their footprints in the morning. In the morning, you knew who had been around at night. You saw all their footprints all over the place. And then during the day, you wouldn't see them as much, but you still would. They were still brave enough to come out all over the deer would. And of course, the raccoons, they wanted to eat. Oh, that's pretty. Well, this might have to be white with a touch of purple. We'll have to forget about that one then. Let's just go that way. Let's get white with a little bit of purple, reddish, whatever. Let's see what we find. Oh, those ice storms are horrible. That is scary. Ice storms. Black ice. I drove on black ice. Well, I should say I skidded on black ice. That is such a weird sensation because you have a vehicle with a motor on, with a steering wheel, and with tires, and you have absolutely no control of the vehicle. I mean, it's just like it's possessed and it's been taken over. That is scary. Yeah. Oh, you can laugh about it afterwards. I mean, I laugh about it, but it is probably one of the scariest things I've had to deal with. That and complete whiteout. Is that what you call it? Whiteout. When I was living up in the mountains, I had to get home. I mean, there was no turning around. I was already halfway up the mountain, and literally there's nowhere to turn around. It's just a narrow 2-lane road with the mountain on one side and the cliff on the other side. I mean, there is nowhere to go, but whatever direction you're going, hope you can keep going that direction. And as course, as I kept going up the mountain, of course, you're going up elevation, and it started snowing more and more and more, and I could not see. I could not see. And that's when I finally understood when they talk about pilots, when they're flying, and if they don't have a point of reference, and if they are not, real apt at dealing with their compass, the mechanics of the plane, that they can get totally disoriented, and that's when they crash. And I get it, because I'm in my car and I can't see anything anywhere. And all of a sudden, I almost felt like I was spinning. I felt myself like, whoa, because you couldn't focus on anything. And so it's amazing, how your brain needs to focus on something to keep its equilibrium. And anyway, that was so scary that I had to roll down the window and open my car door and try to see if I could find the line. And I think that's the only thing that allowed me not to die that night. It was daytime, but you couldn't see nothing. And I had to travel. I really don't know how far it is. It must have taken me like an hour from that point to get home, about an hour. And it was just probably a mile away, if that, where I needed to go. And to this day, I still don't know how I got home. But once I got to the house, I was a nervous wreck. I was just like shaken from the cold, because I had to have the door open to see the line, and just from the terror of it all. As I'm telling you these stories, I'm thinking I've had a lot of weird things happen to me. I thought my life was pretty boring. I got a lot of stuff going on. Oh. And that particular storm, the water froze. It froze from the main line. It didn't freeze. We were really good about, we had been warned, you better put this, you better put that, because it gets cold and yada, yada, yada. So we did everything we were told, and the water still froze. And not until, I think it was like 3 days later, because I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out of work. Once I got home, I couldn't get out. And but we found out later, 3 days later, when the water department comes cruising down my street, and they're over there, and they come and knock on my door, and they're saying, "Okay, we've got it fixed up. Our our end of the line froze, and I'm going, oh my goodness. And here I thought, ours was frozen. I was out there trying to heat things up, and nothing was working. But oh well. Oh, on the interstate. Oh, can you imagine? Because, okay, now, at least where I was, um, the possibility of another car coming was almost like zero, because everybody was smart enough not to be on the road, and there was nowhere to go on that particular road except to my house. So, it wasn't like some trucks, diesel or anything is going to be trying to come down that road. But when you're on the interstate, you got a lot of crazies that don't sit still. They just keep moving. And that is even more dangerous, because you don't just have to think for yourself. You got to think for them too. And that must really be scary. Do you guys know what these are? Okay, this is a test. Pay attention, people. Do you see that right there? Number 3. No. I'm going to give you guys time now, because I know there's people here from all over the country, and I know one of you know what it is. Poor Jessica. She laughs at me because I'm abrupt. No. Follow me. Do this. I don't think she's used to being talked to like that. Her mommy probably always said, please, Jessica, would you please do that? Sugar plum with honey on top. Would you please do that, dear? Thank you so much. Aw, come on, people. Don't you know what this is? Yeah, Miss Bossy Pants. That's what she calls me. That's what I knew she called me something. I forgot what it was. I'm used to giving orders to my dogs. You have to be real direct with your dog, especially when they're over 100 pounds. Or they'll literally walk all over you. Nope, it's not a gooseberry. I will give you a clue. Elvis Presley made a song I forget if it's in the title, but it's for sure in his song, the name of this. No. Let me see. Let me read. No, 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 and no. So you can still guess. We still have a no on all of the above. Where's Aaron? Was one of those Aaron? You know nothing about Elvis? I know very little, but I only know this. I'll tell the story after I tell you. Well, maybe I can tell you now, and then the end of the story will be what it's called. Okay. All right. I kind of like that. Maybe. Maybe I need to switch them. Be a little off balance. Suede shoes. No, these are purple suede shoes. Come on. Come on. You got to work with me here. What else should I put on there? Maybe that's it. I don't know. Cranberries, no. Goose, no. No. No melody. Ooh, my heater just turned on. I need a fireplace like Jessica. A dingleberry? No. I like how that sounds, though. Malia's got it. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay, so Mitzi, you never heard of this. Well, neither had I. Okay, so my uncle used to really, really like Elvis Presley a lot. I mean, too much, let's be honest. And when I was a little kid, whenever I'd go to their house, he knew the songs he played of his, I didn't like. I mean, as a kid, you don't have an appreciation, I guess, for music until you get older, I guess. Anyway, I didn't like it. And so he teased me with it. And he would always play this one particular song. And it drove me crazy. And you know how you listen to songs and you really don't know what the words are? You think you know what the words are, but you really don't. So I used to think this song of Elvis Presley, that he was talking about poking Sally. And I thought, well, that's kind of irritating, And he was singing about this over and over about poking this girl, Sally, right? And so even after I grew up, I thought those were the words of the song, that it had to do with Sally. And not until about 2-3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I was talking with a friend, and she says, "Oh, I'm gonna make these greens. Do you want some?" And I said, "What kind of greens?" Because I don't like all kinds of greens, and it depends how you make them. And she says, "Oh, well, these are now, this is what she said. These are poke greens." And I said, "Oh, well, okay." So I didn't know what she was talking about. And so I was telling another friend, on another occasion, a couple of days later, "Oh, so-and-so's going to make some blah, blah, blah." And she asked me if I wanted some. And she says, "Well, you realize those are poison, right?" And I go, "What?" And she says, "They're poison." I said, "Well, why would she be making something that's poison?" And she says, "Look it up." So, okay, that's what Google's for, right? So I Google it. And this green, this vegetable that she's talking about, that she's going to make, when you Google it, it comes out saying poke salad. All right. That's how it's referred to. So then I keep reading, and it said, and made reference to Elvis's song. Well, Elvis's song does not talk about poke Sally. It's poke salad Annie. He was talking about, you know, she comes from the country, she's poor, and so she eats poke salad, and her name is Annie. I didn't know that. I didn't know her name was Annie. I thought her name was Sally. So, but he was saying salad, poke salad, Annie. I go, oh, okay. So that's my story about poke salad. But anyway, so then I found out what it was. So I tell my friend, why do you eat this stuff? It's poisonous. And she says, oh, well, if you boil it enough, it's not poisonous. And I'm thinking, well, what if you have not boiled it enough and it's still poisonous and you're offering some to me? I really don't appreciate you offering me poison, stuff. But it's a thing in the South. People go around driving around looking for this poke bush, looking for the berries and looking for the bush, and they run out there and they grab their greens and they just hope that they live another day to talk about it, that they cook it enough. So any of you that lives, in the South Midwest, I'm sure you have a friend that is boiling these things to death so it doesn't kill them to death. And I told her, why don't you just go, if you like greens, because they tell me all the stuff, oh, we're going to put this in it and that in it. Well, by the time they put all of these things in it, I don't even see how you taste the greens. I said, why don't you just get some collard greens, and quit toying with death? It's going to taste the same, and you'll be alive to talk about it. But it must be just an Elvis thing. I don't know. They feel closer to Elvis if they're eating their poke salad Annie. Anyway, that's my Elvis story. I know there's a lot of things out there we just don't know until we have to have that one special friend that exposes us to those things. Now, on a side note, totally side note, the leaf is what they eat, and that's the poisonous part, okay? The berry, on the other hand, I've read, I haven't ever eaten it. It is not poisonous, but it's a beautiful, beautiful dye. And so what I do, because it pops up here where I live in my yard. I used to, that's how, it just grows everywhere. A bird eats the berry, it does the poopy in your yard, and springtime comes and you've got all these poke salad all over the place. But in doing more research about my eco dyeing, this particular plant came up, and they were talking about the value of the dye in those berries. And so what they do is they collect the berries and they put them in, just a little bit of water, or you can put a little bit of vinegar, or, depending on your little concoction, how you want to make your dyes. And then you just sit them out, you can boil them and everything, but they, sit them out in the sun for a week or so, and all the little pigments come out, and then you can dye whatever it is you want to dye with it. So like the journalers, you could maybe want to do your paper, or maybe you want to do your seam binding, or whatever. But It's really, it's very pigmented. If you go and squish them, it's hard to get it off your fingers. But don't eat the leaves, all right? Just don't. Just go get the song if you want to feel close to Elvis, so you don't have to eat the poke salad. Alrighty. So I think that one's done for now until I do my other layers. I think that one works. Yeah, lace and fabrics. Yeah, I think it would look pretty cool. So if they pop up again this year, because last year I did some seam binding, and what else did I do? Oh, I did some doilies. I don't think I have any more left. I think they're all gone. But I didn't do the paper, so I think I might try. I think when I do my dyeing, I might squish a few of them, throw them in the water, and see what happens. Just don't drink the water. All right, so I haven't done the cream one yet. Okay, I went off on a tangent and did a different color, so I don't know if I have anything for cream. Here's kind of creamy. Okay, so now this one, if you guys are going to make one of these, this one has a pocket, so it's a little bit different. And then these are just pieces of, I don't know where these came from, but just cardboard. I don't think these were a box. This was something else. Oh, I know where I get this from. I love this stuff. This is really cool for making tags. It's just the right thickness, or to make a whole book. It's really cool. But if you go to big box places, like if you have Sam's or, something like that, where, I don't know if you've noticed, but they'll have a palette of the boxes, the food or whatever it is. And then they'll have, layers on that palette. And in between those layers are sometimes plastic, sometimes paper, sometimes cardboard. This is in between those layers of cans. This was like where they have all the tomatoes and things like that. And it's just, I don't know, it's just yummy. I really, really love this paper. It's a cardboard, but as you can see, it's flexible, but it's still pretty sturdy, and it makes perfect tags. So I take that whenever I go shopping to Sam's. The guys know me there. I even come with my own box cutter when I go there, so I can cut sizes down that can fit in my vehicle. They just look at me and go, oh, here she comes again. So I'm known for my box cutter indoors, and outdoors I'm known for my rake and my bag. So I'm a sight, let me tell you. If they ever get new employees, I'll have to teach them. Teach them what I'm all about, to leave me alone. All right. Poke tea. Boy, if there's anybody in your neighborhood that croaks and they don't know for what reason, I'm going to say, could you check that lady for purple fingers? If she's got purple fingers, she did it. Oh, if you want to try a yummy tea, speaking of tea, the other day I went to the store. I think it's the Celestial brand, I think. Don't quote me. But they had, it was maple and ginger. And I've never had a combination where the two flavors were so strong and so distinct. Usually, you can't taste one flavor or the other, but it was really weird. You taste both. And if you're used to cooking with ginger, you know that it's hot. If you bite into ginger, it's very, very hot. If you just use it as a flavoring, well, it's not. But if you bite right into it, well, anyway, this tea, and I like hot things, spicy hot things. And when I smelled it first, I go, ooh, this smells good. This is yummy. So I took a drink. Oh my goodness, I almost had to spit it out. I swallowed it, not because it didn't taste good. It did taste good, but let me tell you, it is potent. It cleared up. If you have sinus problems, go buy some of this and have you a little swig of it because it'll clear up your nose in 2 seconds. That ginger in that tea, yeah, it has a bite to it. But then the aftertaste is the maple. It's really pretty cool. If you like those two flavors, even if you don't think you like them together, but if you like them separately, trust me, I think you will like it a lot. But I found out that when you drink it hot, heat temperature wise hot, that the spice is it's just too hot for me. So I put it in the refrigerator and I drink it, poured it over some ice and drank it as iced tea, and it was perfect. So I'm not drinking anymore until summer comes, and I'll be making iced tea out of it. It's very, very yummy. I highly recommend it. Yeah, real ginger is very, very spicy. Um, See, I like to do a lot of Asian inspired dishes when I cook. So I cook a lot with fresh ginger, but see, I make sure that it's either really, really big chunks so that when I'm done cooking, I can remove it so you don't accidentally bite into it, or I'll grate it real fine so it disappears and no one bite, has a really hot punch to it. But so I think your husband would like it if he likes hot tea, or even for his iced tea. I told my husband, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on sale. I don't think it's a flavor that most people are going to run and go buy it. I was just imagining a little kid drinking it and then, spitting it out and scratching his tongue because it was itchy. Okay, so I have a few of these. I don't have enough though for that look. Maybe I can bring in another Miss Hootie Hootie, another little owl, because it goes. That's what I'll do. Let's bring him over here. Yes, that will work. And then if he puts a little club soda on it, it tastes like the soda. If he likes that ginger ale. I made some pot stickers, it's about a week ago. And I grated up bunch of ginger in the meat that I, stuffed them with. I love it. I put a lot of ginger, and I like cilantro. Some people don't like the taste of cilantro, but I'm a big fan. So there's probably more cilantro than meat in the stuffing. And for those that you've never made pot stickers, it seems intimidating, but they are so easy. It's ridiculous. After your first time, you're going to go, hello, why, haven't I done this before? And they're so fast. I mean, as far as the cooking time. The prep work, I mean, at least when I do it, the fine chopping of all the stuff that goes into the meat, that takes most of the time. And what I like is you can make the meat, because you don't cook it. You just mix it all together. And then you can do that way ahead of time. You can do that the day before. And then I had a get together one day with a bunch of ladies, and I made them make their own. Showed them, how to fold them and how to pinch them and how to, do it all. The meat, everything was all mixed up and ready to go. So I just had all the stuff to put them together. And then everybody did their own, and then we went over to the skillet and, put them all together. And they were all excited because they made their own, and now they could make them. The intimidation was gone. Yeah. Oh, salsa isn't salsa without cilantro. And I have friends that just don't like it. And so I used to make it two different ways, one with, one without. And then one day I said, you know what? If you don't like it, you don't have to eat my salsa. And they kind of learned to like it. I just got sassy with them. Say, hey, wait a minute. This isn't a restaurant. But I was reading, because a lot of people say when they eat cilantro that it tastes like soap. I hear that over and over, that they taste soap. So I looked it up, and there is some people that have certain types of taste buds that taste certain things certain ways, and it just happens that cilantro is one of those weird things that people have in common, that their taste buds taste differently from other people, and they said it tastes like soap to them. So I can't, it's one thing if you just say you don't like it, but if it tastes like soap, well, there's nothing you can do about that. That's your little quirky taste buds working on you. And no convincing is going to convince you that it doesn't taste like soap, because it does taste like soap to you. Okay, let me see if I have anything that's on the beigey look. Not Beijing, beigey. Don't misquote me now. That's kind of cute. Let's see how that works. Oh, I'm getting cold again. It goes in waves. Now my feet feel cold. All right, we'll put the bike down here. I think so. Or should it go up here? On one of our local stations, they've got reruns of Boston Legal. And that is a crazy show. I don't know if any of you have ever watched it, but it's crazy. It's like, what did they just say? Oh, it's outlandish. That's what it is. That's a better word. Uh-oh. Erin's got her cap on again. I think she's a professor. She's just not telling us. Or a doctor. Or she just has a lifelong dream of being on Jeopardy and she reads everything. I think that's what it is. Hey, how about if the bird is riding on the bicycle? Well, it doesn't fit. Well, that's not going to work. That was a cute idea. You hate beets. Huh. Okay. I could take or leave beets. I mean, it isn't like, ooh, let's have some beets. No. I'm not one of those kind of people. Like one of the fruits to me has, it isn't that I don't like it. I just think it's a waste because to me it doesn't have a flavor. It's kiwi. I know a lot of people like kiwi, but I really don't, I don't taste, I don't know what the taste of kiwi is. It just tastes like water to me. But I know there's a lot of kiwi fans. Now my husband loves Brussels sprouts. I can take them or leave them. But at least they have a flavor. Unlike the kiwi. You don't like sweet potatoes? Okay, now there's something wrong with you. I'm sorry. I'm just, you know. Now, I can understand if you don't like beets. I get that. And if you don't like kiwi, I get that. But sweet potato, oh my goodness. You must not be from the South. Because, you know, you'd be railroaded out of the South. Get that girl out of here. Her and that poke salad, get him out. Okay, let's see. How many different ways can you make yummy sweet potatoes? Well, I mean, who doesn't like sweet potato pie? I mean, there's so much butter and sugar and cream in there, you hardly will taste the sweet potato. That is just yumminess. I make a really mean sweet potato bread. It's really good. Everybody likes it. I don't put cilantro in it. I've made sweet potato flan also, which was a really big winner. There was nothing, there were no leftovers. Let me just say that. Peaches. Well, it's funny, there's so many different types of produce anymore that really don't have flavor. I don't know if it's where they're grown. I don't know if it's the ground. I don't know if it's that they have to pick it so far ahead of time to get it to market, but it's like nothing is sweet anymore. I sound like an old lady now, like my grandmother. I remember when, but but I do remember, you know, um, when I'd have friends that had different types of trees, and you pluck the fruit off the tree, and it tastes like something. And usually now, when you buy something at the store, it does not taste. A peach doesn't taste like a peach anymore. Forget an apricot. I remember this little old lady. She had this apricot tree. Oh my goodness, you've never tasted anything so good in all your life. And now I won't even eat an apricot because they taste like nothing. They don't have a flavor. And the color is different. The texture is different. I don't know where they grow these things. Okay, I'm not sure if I want that there. Yeah, Tori, you're right. And oranges. Oh, don't get me started on oranges. I used to live in Corona, California, which was the epicenter for Sunkist. And they had they had oranges, they had grapefruit orchards, they had the lemon orchards. All the orchards were all over in this certain area in California before they were, all bought up, bulldozed, and now they're just housing tracts. But um, so I've tasted a real navel orange that is so sweet that it just like you bite it and it just goes all over your face and your dress and everything because it's so sweet and juicy. You can't find that anymore either. They're dry, they're not sweet. It's like, oh dear. I don't think I like this bike here anymore. I waited too long. I talked myself out of it. Okay, I'm going to put that there and that there. And that there. And I'll have to find something else to go here. Oh, maybe in my reptile thing. Hold on. Yeah, everything's resistant. So resistant, it's flavor resistant. Yep. Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll put that there. Salamander. Da 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 da. Salamander. We also had avocado orchards all over the place. They still taste, I think. Yeah, I think they still taste pretty good. At least the ones I get. They still taste like an avocado. I mean, they spend more time putting wax. They wax down the apples so they look attractive, so that they look like they should taste. But they don't taste the way they look. Ooh, Gothic language. And then I have an Eastern tiger salamander. I think he's kind of Gothic looking, don't you think? I'm not even really sure what Gothic means anymore. I looked up, I was collecting these pictures, and I wanted these black and white pictures, and I was saving some stuff, and then I started seeing a trend of the title next to these pictures, and it was Gothic this and Gothic that, and I didn't think it was, that's not what I would call Gothic, but I guess that's what I was collecting, some Gothic pictures. I guess I didn't realize what Gothic meant. Okay, I'm going to glue these down. And I think we'll call it a day. Because all this talking about food, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm making for supper. Although, with this kind of weather, I love soups. And I really like lentil soup with, some kind of, I like a red kind of base, some kind of tomatoes in it. And I like to put carrots and some chicken. And I like garlic. I like to cook with fresh garlic. I might have to throw some of that in there. And just for good measure, I like to, after it's all done, I don't cook it in it, but I like to chop it up and put the cilantro on top. I think it tastes good like that. And then for the spice in there, I have this this really cool mixture I put together of different things to create a curry, my own curry blend. So I think I'll put the curry in there. So I'm going to have, I think I'll make some curry lentils because, lentils cook really fast. That can be like a last minute soup, and it feels like it's been cooking for days because it gets nice and mushy. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, you're making pockets. Fantastic. I like everything you do. You do it with such love. You love what you do, and it shows. Okay, that was a dirty page, but it was already like that, so we're not going to worry about it too much. We're not going to worry about it. All right, so now those of you that stuck it out with me, let's review what we've learned. Don't drive in whiteout conditions, number one. Make sure that everything you cook has been cooked properly and all poisons have been removed. Uh, Make sure that if you become friends with some kind of a bird, that you're prepared to meet their significant others. And above all, um, learn how to like beets. I think that's probably the conclusion we've come to tonight, I guess. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, maybe. If you guys have come up with any other conclusions, please feel free. Oh, yes. And check for scorpions in the drain. Number one. That is the biggie. That is the biggie. Because, ouch. Oh, see, just thinking about it, my toe hurts. Oh gosh, and I'm not kidding. It's all psychosomatic. It's like, owie, ow. Where's the Benadryl? Okay, ladies, thank you so much for keeping me company. How many pages did we get done? We got the orange one done. When I say done, well, I don't mean done. They're not done. Orange. We got the pink. We got the yellow. Red. Green. Blue. Something. Different kind of green, I guess. I forget what this was supposed to be. And cream, beige, whatever. We got a lot done. I didn't realize all the yakking. I didn't realize we actually got something accomplished. Very good. Okay, so before you all go, I have to show one last thing that Laura sent me. Is Laura still here? Yeah, she's still here. Look at that. Now, you guys that know me, you know how much I like Asian stuff. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, if that wasn't enough, ta-da! Now, these originals, this type of art, I have a calendar. They're done from block printing. This isn't, but the images are done by carving blocks, and they do multiple layers of colors, and that's how they build up and make this particular type of art. Of course, this is just a take on that, but I think it's so pretty. And the calendar that I have, I just like, oh, I just kind of look at it and drool at it. I think it's like 2 years old, and I just drool. I have it hanging, and I I enjoy the pictures. And if you guys are by a Books-A-Million, if there's one in your town, I don't know if it's this weekend that's going to start or next weekend, but the calendars, they're already on sale. I think they're like half price. It's still pricey if you're going to tear them apart. They're half price right now, but in the next week or so, each year toward the end of January, they have them for $1 each. And so I hope they have some of the Asian ones left, because I'd love to get me a new one this coming year. All right. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Tori. Yes, this is fabric. Some type of a fabric. It's woven. I can't even tell you what it is, but I have my autofocus off, so I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I didn't want it, but you can see the way it's put together, some kind of stitching. I'm not sure what you would call that, but anyway, it's beautiful. And it will be put to good use. I don't know what yet, but it will. All right. Thank you again for keeping me company. And I had a lot of fun. And I didn't think too much about how freezing cold I am. And so now it's off to make the lentils. All right. Okay. Thanks a lot, you guys. Hope to see you sometime soon. I don't know when, but hope you're here when I'm here. Bye.